It all started when I was browsing YouTube one day. I'm a huge virtual reality fan, so when I was searching for PlayStation virtual reality in particular, I found this YouTube channel called PSVR Without Parole. I noticed they were pretty big and they had lots of views, so I decided to check out their content. That's when the trouble started. I was watching their podcast. They had these 3 hosts, and as I was watching them and listening to their incredibly boring and soulless conversations with one another, my eyes just started to get so heavy. It was so bizarre. I tried to fight it, but their content was so sleep-inducing that I eventually passed out. I woke up in a daze. I was laying on the floor. My trousers were pulled down to my knees. There was a terrible aching from my butthole and a smell of cat piss. It was just everywhere. When I realized what had happened to me, I just felt dead inside. I didn't sleep. I didn't talk to anyone. I just couldn't feel clean. My name is Petrifying Pumpkins, and I'm a PSVR Without Parole survivor. It all started when I was browsing YouTube one day. I'm a huge virtual reality fan, so when I was searching for PlayStation virtual reality in particular, I found this YouTube channel called PSVR Without Parole. I noticed they were pretty big and they had lots of views, so I decided to check out their content. That's when the trouble started. I was watching their podcast. They had these 3 hosts, and as I was watching them and listening to their incredibly boring and soulless conversations with one another, my eyes just started to get so heavy. It was so bizarre. I tried to fight it, but their content was so sleep-inducing that I eventually passed out. I woke up in a daze. I was laying on the floor. My trousers were pulled down to my knees. There was a terrible aching from my butthole and a smell of cat piss. It was just everywhere. When I realized what had happened to me, I just felt dead inside. I didn't sleep. I didn't talk to anyone. I just couldn't feel clean. My name is Petrifying Pumpkins, and I'm a PSVR Without Parole survivor.
What is it?
Shut your mouth.
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this? Good question. What the fuck is this, Decepticon? How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, yeah. Show them,
To,
show them what's behind that curtain.
What?
Can you show them, or is the blinds down?
Down.
All right, never
The blinds
mind.
are down.
Those daylights. I saw Decepticon in daylights. The sun was hitting his face.
I
His
froze
face
for a
started
second.
dissolving. It was
I
like,
started stoning, and then I had to put the blinds down real fast.
oh, that color's not gonna do good. That's not doing anything for me. I'm gonna get rid of
look
that and
orange.
pop it up again. You look orange?
I look orange, but it's alright. It
You don't
goes
look
with the orange that's going on here.
I think you don't look too orange. Like, I've seen you looking more orange. Like, well, more of a yellowy. You know? What's going on back there? There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
There
You
we
almost
go.
blew it.
There we
Almost blew
go.
it.
There was the light on.
We're
back there?
inside
Yep.
the lava lamp now,
Yep.
and it's a PlayStation lava lamp,
Shit.
which I think is nice. You know? Because when you're stacking up them lava lamps, at a certain point, you're just not going to see what they are. They're just going to look like fucking colorful dots.
Well, I had another one that was like a row, but it was another angle. But you couldn't
Whoa.
really see how many were there.
Okay.
But there was a lot. But I think it was a mirror. So then that's why I was like, wait a second, that's a mirror.
Chopped, how you doing? Sup, fellers? Says Chop. P.D. Hawkins is here. Bullshit, he's nocturnal. Well, I'm forcing him to wake up during the daytime hours now. He needs calcium with D3.
Help me with a lamp. Put some
D3?
lamps in my room.
Put some heat lamps.
lamps,
Put a
some
heat lamp
UV
over
lamps,
him.
some vitamin lamps.
A few
give me all the
grubs. Give him
lamps.
some crickets and some grubs. Keep him
That rock,
keep him going.
that rock that I can lay on, that little heat rock.
Gyson, how are you doing? I hope you're well. I hope you're all well on
Stop
this
drinking
fine
coffee.
Thursday. I'm sorry for the change in time, but there was an issue with the babies last night, so that's why I needed to push it to this time instead of the regular time. They're okay. It was just a sleep thing.
Installing 5G lines. Someone's getting 5G lines.
What?
What's going
What?
on here?
5G? I hear
5G
that
lines.
gives you cancers and
I've been
all
hearing
kinds
that too.
all
I
kinds of
think it's all
issues.
Baloney.
I don't know.
Baloney.
I don't know. Look, we're all gonna. If we're not killed by the virus, we're gonna be killed by the 5G.
Do it. Just
you know,
put them lines in. Put them in. Who cares?
whatever. You know, go for us. Welcome to episode number 26 of Touching Tips. I am Petrifying Pumpkins, and I'm joined by Decepticon. Famous musician. You can find his music over on Decepticon.com.
Ooh. And guess what's there now?
What's there now?
Guess what's there now?
What's there
If
now?
you go to my Bandcamp, you can download my album
Bandcamp.
for free. You can
Whoa.
pay what you want if you want
Whoa.
to. You can download it for free without putting your email in it if you want to, just to download it. So that way you don't get stuck up and you don't feel like putting your email in.
Nice.
Now you can do it.
Tradition.
And now
Good
there's a
afternoon.
donate button
Donate.
on the bottom of my page
There you
on
go.
Decepticon.com.
There you go. That's how
So
you
if you'd
give
like to
Decepticon your
donate
money. That's how you do it.
Decepticon.com. There you go.
Please give him some money for a boom arm for his microphone, because his arm is getting tired from holding it like this all the time. He's always massaging his arm when we're not live. You don't see it, but I see it. Joshua Taylor is at
This
work
is actually
again.
my third arm holding this mic up.
Not the most exciting reveal yesterday, says Joshua Taylor. And I guess that means we'll just jump right into it then, shall we?
Shall we?
Shall we?
What about your
Shall we?
Patreon?
Oh, yeah.
And the
There you go.
Discord.
There's a good idea. Hey, I have a Patreon. I have Discord. I have Twitter. If you want to join any of those, you can just click the link in the description, and you can do that, and that would help me out. So thank you very much for considering. Donnie. Morning, gents in chat. What about females? What about
Anyone.
females? Donnie?
Everyone.
You know, don't
People.
be so exclusionary.
Hello.
Come on, Donnie. How you doing, Donnie? So yeah, I guess we're just jumping right into the big news. The spicy
Donnie's
meatball,
getting buff.
as it were. His arm is getting... But he doesn't
Joshua
swap the
Taylor's
arms.
here.
He doesn't swap the arm around. Petey Hawkins accepts donations at reptilenetworks.co.uk. Just saying, I don't even know if that's a joke or if that's real. It might be a real thing. But if you want to donate to Pete's Reptiles, go for it. About time on that donate button, says Tradition. I agree.
It's there. It's there. There's a button there. Finally, it's finally there.
Will you get like an email or something if somebody
It'll
donates?
pop up. It'll pop up on my phone.
Okay, there you go.
I
And
should put
can people like write a little message with us?
I should assign a tone to it so then we can hear
Oh,
it
yeah.
during chat. Oh
Put that
yeah.
shit in full blast. Put the baby cow song on.
Right now it's all right.
Get that
I'll
baby
try to
cow.
find. I'll try to find that.
I accept donations in the form of compliments, says Tradition. Tradition, you have the biggest brain.
Compliments. Is
The
that you
wrinkliest
in that
brain.
photo? Is that you in the photo?
In the red car.
In the red car?
There you go. The sports car. You know,
Is
that
that you?
man has it solved.
Selling rabbits in the back seat?
It's real. It helps him with his rescue reptiles. I
Whoa.
assume he's training these reptiles to rescue people who are stuck in wells and on mountainsides and stuff like that. I believe that's what he means. Iguanas are very good for coming down on helicopters and airlifting old women out. Have you seen the one where the woman is being airlifted out and she spins around and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster?
That is my nightmare.
I think
That
she has like her brains
that
must
is my
be
nightmare.
her ankles must be in her brain at that point.
That's
like
that would be my nightmare. I would not stop throwing up. There'd be for days. I'd throw up for days.
That's my nightmare.
I'd be done. I'd be done.
Tradition says it's a me. That's him. It is him in the card. Chopped. I accept donation. TP, paper towels, and nasal spray. Even paper towels are gone. Just use
Anyone's
these.
sick.
Just
There
start
we go.
washing
Is
your
anybody
ass
sick?
with hoses.
Does anyone actually have the C word here?
Good
Does
question.
anyone? Is everyone good?
Question.
Everybody good?
We all clean? Did you
We
wash
all
your
clean.
hands before you started
Everyone
watching this?
washed.
You better have washed your hands. Cousin Justin. If you donate to me, I'll let you touch my wrench. Also, hit the sub button, ding the bell, and go fuck yourself. Thank you, Cousin Justin. I couldn't have put it better myself, even if I wanted to. And I don't want to.
Whoa! Donate to Justin.
Do it. Man needs to polish his wrench. He needs wrench polish, and that's not
He
cheap.
needs a PlayStation to play with us.
Exactly, and a PS viewer. So everyone, if we all just donate to each other, we'll be fine.
There
All right.
we go. See, that's
Communism. That's
yeah.
how communism
Stimulus.
works.
Pumpkin's gonna give us a stimulus.
Stimulus
That's what he
packages
said.
for everyone.
Pumpkin's
All
gonna
right.
give
How
us
much
a
do you want?
stimulus.
$3,000 for everyone. Okay.
$3,000. How about
$3K.
yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
can get Half-Life Alyx, Game and PC,
Yeah, that's perfect.
and a
Oh,
Valve Index for
yeah.
everyone.
Couple little games after that. Oh yeah.
Then we're sorted. All right. I just disinfected the thumbs up button, so feel free to tentatively press it. Says Tradition. Thank you, Tradition. Tradition's looking out for us.
Oh, my dust mask. Oh, I had a mask to wear.
Why didn't you?
It's too much.
It's too hot.
It was
He's
too
hot
much.
for him. Yeah, he was
It was
wearing a
too
mask
hot.
when I was talking to him. I was like, "This is going to be
was so
funny.
hot.
It's going to be funny."
It was so hot.
But his breath is so vile that it was burning his face. It's like acidic breath. That's what
It's
he
like
has.
reptile.
Mortal Kombat. That's what it was. But yeah, I saw it. It was enjoyable. Looks like all of Florida will be getting us. All those people partying on the beaches. They're still partying? Damn.
Still partying.
They should be shot inside at this stage.
Break.
To protect the elderly.
I agree.
Listen, I know the picture is hidden by the chat there, but that's Mr. Mark Cerny, lead architect for the PS5. And yesterday, he went and did a deep dive.
Who is that man? First off,
I don't know who he's the harvester of souls, Decepticon. He is the PS4's lead architect.
All right. Okay.
He was also the PS5. Well, sorry, did I say he was the PS4's?
PS4.
Yeah, so he's PS5 as well.
Okay.
So he did a great job PS4, and hopefully he's going to be doing a great job with PS5. Now the thing is, this was originally going to be a presentation that was going to be behind closed doors for developers only at GDC, but because of this whole C-word virus that's going around, they couldn't have that presentation. So what they did instead was, they did this weird kind of recorded video. And he had like a fake audience in front of him. It was bizarre. It was kind of like you could see like the.
I saw that.
That fucking what's it called?
I don't
something
agree with
Theater 3000 or something. What's it called? Where they got like the outlines, the shadows of the dudes in front of them.
No,
but they moved.
Terrible.
But they moved.
They did move
every once in a while.
So
I think
it was like a fake one.
Everyone was calling him Dana Carver.
Oh yeah, he does look like Dana Carvey. Dana Carvey.
Dana Carvey.
Dana Carver.
That's what you
Dana
just fucking
Carvey.
typed that. Carvey. There's an
Carvey,
or at the end.
There's a Y at the end.
Donnie, you just made me look like a fucking idiot, Donnie. You made me look like a fucking
and I
dumb
got a $5 donation.
Oh my!
donation.
My day is going from bad to worse.
Who sent it though?
Oh, you can't tell who sent us?
Let's see. I don't know.
Okay,
I can't tell yet.
That's fine. I'll keep them talking while you find out.
But it might just be their email address, and I'm not going to read somebody's email address.
Well, can you figure it out, like just based on the email address? Maybe. Read that
is that the new game? Is that going to be the new game? Oh, from Tradition. $5 donation from Tradition.
Man, Tradition.
GG Tradition.
GG. Put that towards. What are you putting that towards?
Now. I need the tone.
What are you putting it towards? What are you saving for?
The arm. The arm.
From China?
The mic arm.
Made in China.
But when will I get it? I don't know. When will it be ordered? I don't know. Do I want it sent to me? I don't know.
Just make one. Just make one yourself from scratch.
I definitely could.
But
man, that would be so ghetto.
You're a ghetto ass bitch though, so it would suit. All right, you ratchet bitch. There's definitely a Y at the end, says Chopped. Well, fucking Donnie made me look like a dumb bitch, and he hasn't even apologized yet. So thanks for that, Donnie. Jeez. Where was I? Oh yeah, so he did this speech. Now the thing about this is, because it was designed to be spoken at developers, not really consumers like us or even the press, it was very technical. A lot of shit went right over my head because I don't understand all these like PC part components and like your gigahertz and your clock speeds and compute units and all that kind of shit. But the parts I did understand, and the parts I've looked into afterwards, like I watched the Digital Foundry video that they did a breakdown on it. After watching that stuff and the bits I understood, there was like some really impressive stuff there. Make a boom arm from a bunch of coat hangers.
There you go.
Is that Daniel?
There you go. Coat hangers and tape.
Interesting. Not apologizing.
Yeah. What are all these things? Tell me about these things. Tell me.
So the big one, the one he started off with, the big one, I think, is the SSD. So this is where the PS5 outshines even the Xbox One X. No, not Xbox One X. The Xbox Series X. That's what it's called? Series X. So the Xbox Series X is like an absolute beast. So the Xbox Series X outperforms the PS5 in terms of like teraflops, clock speeds, and shit like that, or CPU or whatever. But PS5 has the edge when it comes to SSD. They have it so that they can, transfer 5.5 gigs per second. Per second.
That's a lot of gigs per second.
So what he's saying is basically say goodbye to loading screens. They're a thing of the past.
Yeah, 5 gigs of information a second.
Yeah, no more loading screens. But it's not just about faster loading times or no loading times. It's going to allow developers to design games differently now. So before, he used Spider-Man as an example. So let's say you're in Spider-Man, you're in New York City. if you're going down the street, there's loads of different like lampposts and those newspaper dispensers and postbox and stuff like that. All that shit's duplicated and all that stuff because it's quicker for it to be loaded in on the old hard drives. This way, now that they got super fast, they can have like way more unique, like very detailed worlds and all this kind of shit. So it should have a huge impact on how games are designed. The problem with that is we'd probably only see the benefits in first party games because third party are going to have to cater to the lowest common denominator in that case, which would be the Xbox, which means we won't probably see much of a benefit other than loading times when it comes to third party games.
Interesting. That's still interesting though. 5 gigs a second SSD. And I got another donation.
Damn.
From Pete Hawkins.
Petey.
Thank you, Pete Hawkins, the reptilian himself.
Let me just open up my notes here.
GG.
Sorry about that. Once again, I have forgotten to open my notes. Because there was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, so this next part line you will get enjoyment out of because it's all about the audio. So they got like a crazy, it's called Tempest, the technology that they're using. I don't know if you've ever heard of Tempest before. You have? Okay, so he described us in a way that like no matter what speakers you have, like even your TV speakers, headphones, whatever, what they want to do is be able to create like a virtual surround sound for no matter what you have, 3D audio. But it's like super detailed. So because everyone has different shapes,
it sounds crazy.
It does
sounds crazy.
Because you're
I mean, I've actually heard it before.
Oh, you've heard it?
Yeah. It's neat. It's real neat.
So it's like
it sounds like the sound is around you.
It's like you're there.
It's hard to describe. It's real weird. It's like you're wearing headphones without wearing headphones.
Interesting. Deej, how's it going?
But there's no bass to it. If you had like a subwoofer, that'd be killer.
I see. But you could get the subwoofer yourself, like, you know, and you're like, say you had a soundbar or whatever.
Is the subwoofer then 3D?
Yeah.
You know
I
what
see
I
what
mean?
you mean. Yeah, good point. But he described this crazy
doing something. Tapping something. Tapping the cabinet.
He's trying to get out. He's starving.
Opening the cabinet.
There's no cat food. You haven't bought any in 3 weeks.
Mr. Vince is chilled out. Is this the female doing stuff?
The female. Isn't it always the way? Am I right, fellas? Wink, wink. But yeah, he described how everyone has different shaped ears. So they're even thinking about having us so that you will take a picture of your ears and send it to Sony. Or maybe a video of the shape of your head and your ears and send that to Sony. And based on that, they'll give you like a certain profile. They'll be like, this is the profile you should be using. Because everyone has different shaped ears, different shaped heads. And there's a sweet spot. You need to be sitting at a certain, like let's say you're using TV speakers, you need to be on a sweet spot. And obviously that doesn't apply for headphones. Because it's just like a left speaker, right speaker on your left ear, right ear. Pete says, didn't he say that headphones will be the default recommended sound device? Well, he said they're working on this crazy technology for headphones first. Then it's going to be TV speakers. And then they're going to move on to like surround sound systems that people might have. But yeah, because they're working on headphones first, you should definitely play with headphones first when it's available. But yeah, and they're on about as well, like, imagine you're playing a game and in the game it's raining. So it's just kind of like a flat sound of like rain is being played. But with this, you will like hear like there'll be hundreds of different sound sources. And apparently with Dolby Atmos, they can only manage 32 or 38 different sound sources. So with this, they're talking hundreds. So like you're talking about individual fucking drops hitting the ground around you, and you can hear the specific drops and shit like that. That's an extreme example, like, but that could be, imagine that in virtual reality. That's the thing. I know what we already have is like the 3D, but
it's close. But this is like a way super better.
Yeah. And it'll become like more standardized.
Like you said, you know exactly where the sound's coming from. It's crazy.
Or like in a battle royale game where you're like you have to listen to footsteps and stuff like that. It'll be crazy.
Firewall. Perfect for that.
Come on. Chop says that's too much. I'm not taking pics of my ears and sending them to no one. You fucking do it, Chop. All right. Mark Cerny's gonna jerk off to the pictures of your ears that you send them, and you're gonna like it. All right. He collects ears.
To find you. They're gonna find you that way. Like, his ears match up.
They've been working with Sony undercover the whole time. Pete says I prefer headphones anyway. Good call, Pete.
Uh-oh. Getting a greeting.
So there's like a couple of negatives though about this. So the first one I think the one that affects us the most. Well, first of all, let's just say they didn't mention VR at all. I don't think he said the word VR once, did he? This goddamn cat. No, that's not the cat. That's not the cat. I know it's not the cat saying that.
Just screamed.
No,
Did you hear that?
No. Nobody believes us. Nobody believes us. Tempest. Tradition says Tempest sound chip probably made with VR in mind as well. Well, it'll definitely be a huge help. Or have a huge amount of benefits for VR. So 100%. But yeah, never mentioned VR, I don't think.
Nope,
from
I
what
didn't
saw.
see it. I skimmed through it. I didn't hear anything.
And then there's the other concerning thing is the backwards compatibility. So before we were told all PS4 games will be backwards compatible. Now they're saying that they tested the top 100s. And when he means top, he says like in terms of hours played. So your Call of Duty's, FIFA's, all that shit. They tested those and he said most of those work without issue. And most of them will work at launch. But like that raises the question, what about the VR games? There's no way VR games are the most played. So it's going to be like, fingers crossed, firewall works, but we don't know for sure it's going to now. And that's a concern, I think, until they clarify these things better.
Any date?
No, well, he didn't mention it's still due for the end of the year. So he did mention that.
Will we care by then? Are we going to care by then?
We're just going to be worried about food.
Starving and then
can
be
we
like,
eat it?
Can I eat
this PS5?
If
I can't eat it, I'm not buying it.
5.
Fozzie Bear says Decepticon is a ventriloquist. What was that link? Somebody posted a link.
What is the link?
Most of the top 100 were tested using boost mode without issue. I believe on their blog they were saying
there was like Legacy. What is that? The PlayStation Legacy Pro, Legacy mode. What is all that?
So basically, let's say the PS3 launched with the PS2 hardware chip thing, like it was attached, and then they got rid of that when they wanted to cut costs, if you remember that. So this way...
I wish they didn't.
I know. But this way, this way he's saying that can't happen again because the PS4 and the PS4 Pro legacy fucking code or logic is going to be embedded into the PS5 system so that they can't separate that. So even if they want to cut cost, they won't be able to mess with that. But it's going to be done, it sounds like it's going to be done the Xbox way. So a certain list of games will be compatible and then they'll expand that list as the years go by, basically.
Interesting. And then I saw there was like 100 games to play in like the ultra mode.
Tradition there said the most of was in reference to boost mode. See, I've heard people say that too, but then on the actual blog, like they say they'll be expanding the list of backwards compatibility over time, and they didn't mention boost at all when they were talking about that in the official blog post. So it's kind of confusing right now, but I don't think every single game is going to be playable at launch.
Doesn't look that way.
Based on the blog post. And excuse me for the squeaky chair.
Oh, shit.
I don't really care about PS2 games and PS1 games, other than Metal Gear Solid. They're the only ones I would play anyway. But PS4 games, I would like to be able to play all those, at least for the first year, like God of Wars and all that stuff. But I'm sure they'll make that stuff work, for sure. PD.
Donate. Taking care of us in these trying times.
I reward you with some blades of grass. Thank you, Pete.
Notice. If you notice this notice, you may notice that this notice is not worth noticing.
I have noticed.
So don't notice it. But for £5, I'm sure you will smiley face.
I will smiley face. Thank you, Pete. He gave Karen a tongue twister. English Karen got a tongue twister.
Oh.
Mark said PS4...
yeah, she reads them out.
Yeah. Mark said PS4 games are compatible by default forever. But if you want PS4 titles ran at PS5 boost, then they might have issues. But top 100 all seemed fine. Okay, well that's very confusing for me, Tradition. But once again, you were always right about stuff. So now I am at the very least, not sure. So maybe somebody can look that up. Because we don't know what we're talking about.
Nobody knows.
Fuck that Xbox's job.
Oh shit, somebody's getting the recycle. They're still working.
Tradition says I've not read the blog. Okay. So I know there's a guy called Titus, or Tidux, on Twitter, and he's like this guy who was always leaking insider shit. He said what you're saying. he's like, oh, that's only for the boost thing. But then people are replying to him with the quote from the blog where it's like, oh, well, they're talking about general backwards compatibility, not just boost stuff. I see what you mean with the blog, says Tradition. Okay. So it's kind of like, who do we believe? We got to get some clearer messaging, I think. Tradition says, different to Mark's words as I remember them. Need to check back on his lecture. It was a lecture. It wasn't a conference. It was a lecture. Take notes, all right? Don't fall asleep. Chop says, Xbox tries to entice us with all this horsepower, but they never put out games that utilize all the power. Xbox clip bait. So the thing with Xbox is they're bragging about the teraflops, and fair enough, teraflops, like that Xbox is a beast. It's going to be like really impressive hardware wise, like just brute force, raw horsepower. But Xbox Series or Xbox One X, Jesus, the fucking names. I hate the names.
Where's them games?
But like, yeah, look at the PS4 Pro is weaker than the Xbox One X, and that's not really done anything. You know, look at God of War, look at The Last of Us. These games look amazing. If you ask me, they look better than like Halo 5 or Gears 5.
Whoa.
I said it. All right, I said it. I'm not going to stand here and
Xbox
pretend
kids right
otherwise.
now.
All right,
Chris
is like,
out of his chair.
yeah.
yes.
Oh yeah, slay queen, slay bells, queen.
You bunch of ratchet bitches.
Let me adjust your crown, king. Thank you, Chris, in advance. But yeah,
I've heard a conspiracy theory too that Christopher Hart could be an Xbox guy in disguise,
making PS fans look bad.
These are conspiracy theories on the streets right now.
What's the purpose of that? What's his end game?
I don't know.
Interesting. God damn you, Christopher Hart.
I don't know.
If you cut him, it bleeds green. Does he
YouTube
bleed green?
got lines on the YouTube.
But yeah. So there was another thing is what?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
All right, because I got my YouTube's down. I got circles. I got circles on the YouTube. It's paused.
Is there a problem with the stream?
It's back. So it might just be my end. I don't know if everyone got that.
Interesting. I saw circles too.
Okay.
In the preview thing.
Oh boy.
But I've got I've got no notifications of any like dropped frames or anything, so right. I don't know.
Okay. Great job. Continue.
Chop says Death Stranding. I got both, and PlayStation kicks Xbox ass. It does in terms of games for me, for most people, and it will again. Like PlayStation have the proven first party lineup, whereas Xbox, they've recently expanded their first party, but they're yet to like prove themselves. But I think they're going to stand a much better. Like the competition is going to be a lot more even this gen, I think, compared to last gen. Now the only thing is though, with all these specs that PlayStation released yesterday, it seems like they might be aiming for that $399 price. Like they're not going crazy like Xbox is with the like super fucking horsepower and power, you know. So, and another thing, the SSD drive that's going to be included with the PlayStation 4 or 5, sorry, that is going to be 825 gigs. So it's not 1 terabyte. It is 825 gigs, which is a weird number. But the reason they did that was to cut costs. So you imagine, like, what are they trying to hit? What's the magic number for them? I think it's $399. Fozzie says, my YouTube went down for a few seconds also. Interesting. I hope so.
Next question was price. $399.
I think that's the magic number. But
give me that 3K stimulus.
But looking at all these specs, like this stuff is impressive. The SSD, not cheap. Another thing we should mention is that, well, we're almost definitely going to need to expand our storage. So what you can do, when it comes to Xbox, you have to buy their proprietary like expansion card thing. Who knows how much that's going to cost? You'd imagine it's going to be expensive. Sony announced that you'll be able to buy third-party stuff from off the shelf. The only problem is what's available on the market right now won't work. So you don't buy one now in preparation for it. You're going to have to wait. Sony are going to have to certify certain types of SSDs that will work. Apparently it's all going to be down to like the size of them, the shape of them. Some of them have heat sinks, whatever a heat sink is. Some of them have their own built-in fans and like just won't fit. And of course then they might not match the performance of what the PS5 has built into its own SSDs, like super advanced. It has its own custom software and silicone and shit that makes it do all this crazy stuff, whereas these ones don't. So if you have a game running off one of those externals or, you know, internals, however it turns out to be, it might not perform as well as the one that's inside the PlayStation. So we might have to wait a year or two before third parties are like. I
saw Jimbo make a comment about that. That's definitely going to be like where the expenses come from.
Or like the extra memory and all that shit.
The storage. Yep.
What's that comment there from before, Chops? Something about need repetition of data to reduce HDD seeks.
What?
Never mind.
What?
Never mind.
What?
Oh, it's from tradition. It's from tradition.
What?
Games should be smaller on SSD. Don't need repetition of data to reduce HDD seeks. I think they have a word for that. Decouplisation or something.
Whoa.
Deduplication or I don't know.
Who taught you that word?
I've read it. I read it on a screenshot.
I don't know if you should be reading anymore. Nobody should be teaching you these big words like that.
Mark Cerny wants to get rid of seeks. Sick. He's a biggest apparently. Chop says, don't get mad at me, Chas. My Xbox was free. It's the One X and it collects dust. Trade in towards PS5. Is somebody getting mad at you in the chat? I don't think anyone will get mad at you.
What happened?
I thought it was just me. Also, YouTube went down for everyone that time. It's back up now, but for those few seconds, it seemed to go down for everyone. That was weird. So
Crash.
That 820
Everyone's
gigabytes will go further than on current gen, says Tradition. That is a good point, Tradition. As long as... Well, like, how does it work when it comes to third parties? Like, are they going to put the work in to make their game files smaller, if you know what I mean? Or is it going to be just the case of, well, they won't need to do any work at all because that's just the nature of SSDs? I'm not 100% sure on how that works. I'm sure you might
download
know
games
better.
now is going to be like 500 gigs a game.
He mentioned that, remember the copying time that we have now? That'll be gone. No more of that. Just download and it's done.
Done.
So it'll be down to your internet speed on how fast patches and shit are done. But like, there's so many benefits to that fast SSD. I think the SSD is probably the key to the PS5. It's unique, defining feature. The audio stuff sounds cool as well, but it's harder to kind of like get hyped over that when you haven't experienced. It's like VR. It's hard to sell that, you know. But
that's just a little ad.
Yeah,
it's just a little ad.
It's a little thing.
It's just a little ad.
Tradition says it will work for third party too, as Series X also has S. Oh yes, you're right. Indeed, it will. They have the 1 terabyte one though. But I'm wondering,
hello,
Rukia is here. What's up, Rukia? I'm wondering, is the PlayStation 1 also 1 terabyte? And they're showing, like, you know how the OS takes up a bunch of gigabytes on a hard drive. Like, could it be that 825 is what you're left with after the OS is installed? Or could it be that that's not including the OS and what we really have is like 700 and something? Probably why lots of games are huge on size in this gen, says Tradition. They sure are. Fucking Call of Duty Warzone 100 gigs. Ice Goddess Rukia says, hope you're all doing well, and the crowd for the announcement looked like cardboard cutouts. They did. I'm pretty sure they were completely fake.
Just have empty. I saw wrestling did it with an empty arena. Just everybody just start doing empty arenas. Who cares? Who cares? There's people there. They can scream and shout like they had. That was hilarious.
I wouldn't watch that. That'd be cringy to watch that.
I thought it was hilarious.
Tradition says, I think Mark said the hardware itself is 825. Something to do with it aligning nicely with their controller. Okay. So I'm assuming when he says controller, he's not talking about the DualShock 5. He's talking about like their thing that's like the Flash controller or whatever it's called. Chop says, hey Rukia, I linked a cool thing to Discord for you. Thought you might like it.
Oh shit.
It's going to be a dick pic.
It's
going to be a dick pic.
Oh shit.
100% thought you might like this dick pic, Rukia. Damn. But yeah. Overall, Decepticon, what's your thoughts on the PS5 kind of information dump that we got? Like, you're kind of a computer guy. Does this make sense to you? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. What have you done? What have you done? Is it plugged out the back? Oh boy.
Oh, there, hear me now?
There we go. That's better.
You hear me now?
You're back. You're back. He's back.
Okay, there we go. The back was.
Oh, Chop says I just got booted off the stream again at the same time that your mic went.
Interesting.
What's Decepticon up to?
Interesting. But yes, I am excited. Yes, I would like it. Will I be as excited for it in 6 or 7 months, though? I don't know.
Are you taking the coronavirus into account, or are you just saying in
Yes.
general?
Yes. No,
Okay.
I'm taking that all into
Okay.
account.
Uh,
Like, who knows if any of us will be excited for this type of thing
I
in the
still think it's
future.
going to be delayed.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I still think so, too.
Okay, that's not funny, guys. I'm
And if
sorry,
it's
Rukia.
not delayed, I think shipping is the part that will delay it. Maybe they won't have a delay getting it out, but getting
Yeah,
it to us, there
that'll be the
may be a
problem.
delay. Yep.
So I feel like at least in Europe, it's going to be delayed. Like Americans always get away with it, you know. I remember the PS3 got delayed for Europe. Americans still got us in 2006,
Damn.
but we got boned. I think that'll
How
probably
long?
happen again.
How long?
We had to wait until March. So you got in
Damn,
November,
3
we had to wait
months?
till March.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. What?
and that was with no virus, you know. That was just in general. So yeah. Any idea how much that'll cost, judging by what we've seen?
Probably, like you said, probably 400,
You
399,
think?
499. One of those two prices.
All right.
Yep. hmm
Even though it's reported to be costing them 470 to make one,
God, if it's 500, mm, that's a lot of money.
it
That's
is.
a lot of
But it's a lot of hardware.
It is, but that's a lot of money.
A lot of hardware.
If you could make
Good
it
stuff.
into a PC from that where it had like an operating system that you could put on it or something, man, that'd be nice. But no, I don't know. I don't know.
Fozzie Bear says GameRanks explained why PS5 did what they did and why it'll be better than Xbox's bigger numbers. So they're doing more with less, basically, is what I'm seeing from a lot of people. But just looking side by side in numbers, it looks like Xbox is going to outperform us, but we'll have to wait and see. Drunk Rum Runner is ready for that PS5. Chop says, don't worry, no D-pics from me. Lol. Sorry, Rukia, I didn't mean to offend you. Fozzie Bear says, hope you got your tub fixed, Rukia, as do I. And Daniel says, ship and delay due to the C word protection kits they'll pack with the console. Pre-order now to get your free face mask from Mark Cerny. You
Comes
get
with
a
it.
Mark Cerny face
Comes
mask.
with it. A testing kit and the face mask.
Do it. Is there anything else we can say about the PS5, really?
We've bored them enough.
You bored you enough? Like
We've bored them enough. They've heard it all.
I suppose if you want to ask questions, save it for the fax machine. If you want to like talk about it, faster speeds and less bottlenecks on PS5. That's an important thing. I forgot about that. So the SSD, both PlayStation and Xbox are going to have that. So that's going to be super fast. But the problem is, there's other things in the system, things that I don't understand, too technical, but they cause bottlenecks. So even though it's transferring like 100 gigs a second or whatever, something is slowing that down. So Sony have worked to make sure that those bottlenecks are gone. So when the SSD works 100 times faster, that means the game is going to load 100 times faster, if you know what I mean, instead of just 2 times because of all these bottlenecks. The Xbox, I don't think, has those. So the Xbox still has bottlenecks in terms of those speeds, which is why the PS5 is going to outperform it in those regards. PS5 Pro is going to be lit, says Tradition. I'm not waiting for that. You waiting for a PS5 Pro, Decepticon?
If it's like $700, no.
Oh, that was Sean Simmons who said that, by the way. How you doing, Sean? But like, what
How
if
much
it's
more
what if they
is it
release a
going to be?
PS4 Pro like in 3 years'
I can't be
time?
buying two. I don't know.
In 3 years for this for like €400.
Oh no, and that's why I got a regular PlayStation now. Just stop it.
All right, just stop it.
Stop
Just
it.
stop it.
Just stop.
PS5 SSD is 5.5 gigabytes per second, and Xbox is 2 gigabytes. And I think Digital Foundry said, you can double that. Like it's nearly, even though it says 5.5, because of whatever other software they're using, it's almost 9 per second, 9 gigs in certain situations. I don't understand it, but I saw that in the Digital Foundry thing. So it's like super fast. Tradition
Ultra
says
fast.
ultra fast, mega ultra fast. Tradition says
Ultimate
PS5
fastest.
will be able to do open world type stuff that nothing has been able to do before, but only from first party devs. That's the problem, because the Xbox doesn't have this, so they're going to hold us back, kind of. Unless we start seeing more third party exclusives. So just exclusives really is what
Just
you can
drop them.
see this
Just
stuff
get
in.
rid of them. Nobody cares anyway.
Get
Just
rid of that
them.
Xbox.
Go
Get rid of
away.
that Xbox.
You're holding this down.
Yeah. Doubled when game is compressed. Okay, that's maybe what I heard then. Sean Simmons. So, are we ready to move on to another topic?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Next topic,
Yes.
Decepticon.
What
Silent Hill rumors.
You even made a video about this.
I did make a video about this, but if you missed that video, let's just go over it briefly.
All right.
Basically,
Okay.
these leakers who have a proven track record, at least when it comes to Resident Evil games, they have a proven track record. They're saying Sony are working behind the scenes to convince Konami to make more Silent Hill. Well, Konami are working to make more Silent Hill games anyway, but Sony are pushing and they want Kojima involved, so they're trying to make peace between the two of them. So that, I'm butchering this. Let me start from the beginning. Konami want 2 new Silent Hill games, alright? 2. One of them is going to be like a traditional Silent Hill. Like, it'll still be some kind of like a soft reboot, so it's going to be different, but it'll still be like a normal game, if you know what I mean. And that one's going to be made by old members of Team Silent. So, the original director, the original music composer, and the master designer and stuff like that, they're all going to be on that one. But they also want another one that's going to be done like a Telltale game. So you know the kind of games like Until Dawn, where you're making decisions, really. They're not really games, but they're interactive story games, if you know what I mean. So Sony want Kojima to be involved in that one. So they're working behind the scenes there. And there's also a rumor that PSVR support, well, not PSVR 1, but PSVR 2 will be included for one of these games. I don't know which one. Maybe both, but one of them. Hopefully the first one. I want Kojima to work in it too, but because it's like a story game, not the proper one, maybe it'll be cooler to have it in the Team Silent one. But we'll see. Apparently Sony's Japan studio. Have you ever heard of Team Siren or Project Siren? The Siren
yes.
Blood. Yeah, so apparently they're working on it too with them. So if that's the case, you'd imagine it'll be like a PS5 exclusive. And since that video I've made, there's been a lot of rumors that Sony are trying to acquire like the IPs now. That they're trying to take Metal Gear Solid, they're trying to get Silent Hill from Konami. I don't know how true those are, but that's been going around too. All of this speculation and rumors, so it could be all a load of bullshit.
PT. Give me that PT in VR.
But yeah,
give me
like
a full PT
game
in VR. Yeah, give me a full PT in VR, please.
Could you handle it? You'd be streaming that on Halloween. Would you wait for Halloween?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You gotta wait for Halloween for that one.
Halloween stream for that one. Well, will there be a Halloween after that too? There's another good thing.
Will you relax? Just relax, all right? Calm down. Just calm down, all right? Oh yeah, you should definitely start streaming that.
Should I just start?
But there is going to be a Halloween. Rukia says, I want another Silent Hill like the first one where you can explore a city. I liked Silent Hill Downpour. It was kind of like that, where those like side quests and stuff. You could go inside these buildings in the city and all that. I think that's an underrated game. Some hills have eyes, says I Scottish Rukia.
I think the Silent Hill town is nearby, not close, but like a couple hours away, 3 hours away, maybe. I think it's in Pennsylvania, maybe New York.
All right, like the set where they filmed it, like
the town. Well, I mean, like what it's based on,
like the
fake city, real city. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. You should definitely go and record that. Pump's shirt is translucent.
Just a regular city.
Or I have a hangover, says Drunk Rum Runner. I think you're just stoned out of your head, Drunk Rum Runner. Don't ever call my shirt translucent again.
Whoa.
Goddamn junkies. But yeah.
What's the matter?
I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else I can say about this? I mean, just watch the video if you want to go into the nuts and bolts. That's what we want. Fingers crossed it comes. If this is true, even if this is true, we're not going to see it for years.
Start making games we want.
This is like a game that's 3 years away at least. Minimum.
Now we gotta hope that none of these people that are making the games get sick. Don't get sick.
Would you relax? Just relax.
Then
all right.
Artists,
just relax.
Oh no, it's all gonna fall apart.
Calm down. Relax. Rikia says, yeah, the real life version is in Pennsylvania. Is that so? There's like an underground coal fire or something like that going on, or there was, in real life.
West Virginia. Is that where it's at? West Virginia. I know it's nearby.
What's it called in real life?
I forget.
Loud Mountains. All right. Next topic. Beat Saber Decepticon. It has sold 2 million copies, and that's kind of all we have to say about it. But Impressive stuff. Hats off. This is total across all platforms. But 2 million. I'm not sure there's any other viewer game doing this. I don't think there is.
I still don't own it. And I still don't own it.
So they still have one more sale to get out there, you know?
They're never going to go on sale, so I'll
but
probably never buy it.
This is the closest we're going to get to like a mainstream viewer game, I think. Until Alex. We'll talk about Alex a little bit more in a sec, but even though we don't have much to say about that either.
Centralia, Pennsylvania. Is that it? Is that the place?
Centralia. Decepticon and I are going to meet. You going to meet in Silent Hill?
Where's that at? What is that? Where is that?
In
Who
the
said
fog.
that?
Rukia.
Rukia.
Find her in the fog, Decepticon.
Shoot them monsters.
Find the little girl as well, the spooky little girl.
My start bar just went down. Hey, I got more space on my screen.
Nice. Congrats. You know,
Yeah.
Daniel doesn't own it either.
big thing.
Two sales in common for Beat Saber. But yeah, 2 million. Impressive stuff. Too bad we won't see Beat Saber 2 on fucking PSVR thanks to Facebook. But whatever. Or do you think Facebook will allow them to go multiplayer with like another game if they do another game?
Oh God.
What do you think?
No.
What do you think?
Who knows? Probably
what do you
not.
think? Probably not.
Probably not. Probably
Even
not.
though
But
it's
man,
such a
Quest 2,
small-
I'd love to have a Quest 2 at some point because you know that thing's going to be cool.
Quest 2.
But you know it's going to be completely linked to Facebook.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg needs you to take a picture of your face, send it to him.
God.
And he licks the face.
Jesus, why? They're like, let me see your ears, your eyes, your nose.
Let me get
all of
let me
it.
get
Let's
that
get
tongue.
A picture of the
Let me
full
get that
body.
tongue
We
right
want
into
a
the
full
ear.
body picture.
You see your penis. How's that penis look? Half-Life Alex Decepticon. Next topic. Again, a short one. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because by the time we do our next episode of Touch and Tips, Half-Life Alex will have released. It's
How
coming
do
out.
I not have Beat Saber? Why
Good question.
not?
I have
don't
it.
know.
I just don't play it.
See, he doesn't even play it. He
There.
hasn't. That's why.
That's because I'm not buying the expansions and stuff, and the songs got old.
Well,
you know?
that's kind of why I'm not buying it. If they had more songs, better songs, then I'd be all about it.
I gotta find my daughter. You know, a little girl. The original voice acting is so great. I like James' voice acting in Silent Hill 2, even though it was shit. Because he was like in a dreamlike state throughout the game, it kind of fit. So like he seemed like him being a dopey bitch was like made sense, if you know what I mean. Which I kind of liked. Anyway, Half-Life Alex Decepticon. You can preload this on Friday if you're lucky enough to have a headset that can run this and have it ready for Monday, 10 a.m. Monday.
I'm going to
Decepticon
Jimbo's house.
PST.
I'm going to Jimbo. He's going to charge me
Dude.
$5. He said.
Get him to stream it on your channel.
Oh yeah, I definitely will. He said he's doing that too. Like when he gets it all set up, he's going to actually like start
Streaming
and whatnot.
Yeah,
Yep.
nice.
Yep. Because now I'll have the good stuff. Oh,
Top of the line. Top of the line. Top of the
yeah,
morning.
I'm never leaving, Jimbo. I'm never leaving.
Zuck licks his own eyes. He does, but he wants to lick ours too. He needs to taste all our eyes and put the information into Facebook so that he can sell us to advertisers.
Cool.
I don't like rhythm games. That's how, says Donnie.
Whoa.
Relax.
Donnie told
Donnie.
it how it is.
Relax.
Donnie's telling it how it is.
But yeah, once again, keep them eyes peeled for Monday. It's going to be very interesting to see how many people are playing this. How many people are going to be playing this simultaneously on Steam, like concurrent. You know, you're able to see those numbers on Steam. So hopefully it's a big number, a nice big number.
And then when this comes out, like we've been saying, I think that's just going to set the bar. Like, come on, you guys need to step it up. Look at this game.
At this, exactly.
Look at this.
We're tired of your fucking
Don't put out no more trash.
buggy trash. You know, you got to
Don't
step
put
it
out
up.
This boxy trash.
Yeah.
With my hands going through the table. What's going on? No objects to pick up.
But yeah, fingers crossed this hits us on PS5. PS5 would certainly be able to run us. The only problem is, would the PlayStation Move controllers that we have now, would they be sufficient to do all the stuff you do in this game? Like, I can't accurately throw stuff like she's doing in this trailer here, or the person playing doing in this trailer
With
is.
lights.
With the moves, you just can't.
Lights. We ain't gonna have lights.
But yeah, we need new controllers, and
no
we need
way.
them bad.
If we do, then I don't know what's going. I'm going to PC. That's it. I'm done.
Oh yeah, if they bring lights back, oh man,
I'm done. I'm going to PC.
Unless they like revolutionize how it's tracked with the lights, then there's no way it's going to be any good. We can't put up with that for another generation.
No,
you know?
no.
But yeah, Decepticon, anything else you want to say about Half-Life before it comes out? The last time we'll be talking about it before it comes out.
I want all of it.
What's your prediction for like this? Like, is this a 10 out of 10? Is this getting 10 out of 10s everywhere? I want
Blades and Sorcery too. Like, could Kai just have these two games and then I'd be good?
Chap says, I don't care about Half-Life for PS4 until there's new moves.
Look at the
Exactly. Yeah.
glass broke when he shot the glass out. Did you see that?
I've seen some amazing things in this game. Decepticon.
That's ridiculous.
How many copies is this selling?
This is gonna be like the hotcakes. This is gonna be.
Is this
hot
gonna
shit.
beat
I think
Beat
this is
Saber?
gonna be like where everyone picks up a VR eventually.
Oh, man.
I think this because people are gonna be talking about how cool it is. People are gonna see people streaming it, and it's already Half-Life. It's already the hot shit to begin with. So, this is a very much anticipated game, I think, for a lot of people.
I said it once, but I'll say it again.
VR or not.
If this game does badly, we should be all nervous.
Yeah, that's it, and then that's over.
It's over. Goodbye. This
Then it's over.
channel's
And
closed.
that's the thought. Wrap
Goodbye.
it up.
Take care.
Wrap it up.
Decepticon, next topic. We have a March Madness sale going on PSN on both North America and Europe.
You know what?
Fucking hell,
I
excuse me.
saw this yesterday. I checked this out.
You checked it out? Anything good?
I checked it out. I'm going to probably pick up that Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis. There's a bunch of different
Yes,
PSVR
for
games.
$11.99, and you can play that online too. So you can play the Sega Genesis with people.
Okay, interesting.
That's 2-player.
I have no emotional connection to Sega Genesis though, so that's like not tickling my asshole. I mean, you're just playing this in a virtual arcade, is that it?
Graphics snob. No, you do it in a room. It's like a little bedroom. It's got like posters and shit all like
Okay,
85. It's neat. It's neat. But you can
But
also
the actual
play it flat
game
as well.
itself is flat, like.
Yeah, you're playing 2D Genesis. Yeah.
Okay.
But there's like 40 games on it or something. 30 games.
Rukia
All
says,
good games.
"Oh my god, it looks so good. It does look so good."
It does.
Drunk Rummer says, "Meh, I don't do scary VR games."
What? You don't do? Why not?
You think
Ron?
Half-Life is
He's too-
scary?
He's too manly to do it. You know, he doesn't want to go.
Is he
live
talking about
on
Half-Life or
stage.
Silent Hills? I can't tell.
I don't know.
Maybe he's behind by like 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
this
not
sale,
that scary.
a bunch of games, because it's different on EU and North America now, I didn't want to list out the whole thing, but just look up your PlayStation Store, go to the March Madness tab, and look for those VR games.
Ozzy bought that Genesis. That's a good purchase. $11.99. That's a good purchase.
I think Aspire 1 is actually one of the games on the sale. I'm thinking about getting it now that
no.
supposedly it's been improved.
No.
Supposedly
Oh, no.
it's fun to
What?
play now.
What's been what?
I
What
don't know.
is?
I don't know. I haven't
What
played
is?
the original,
What
so I
is?
don't know
What are you talking
exactly.
about?
Apparently the AI
What are you
is
talking
better.
about?
The AI
Who
is
said
better
that?
now.
Who said this?
Patch notes.
Who's talking about
You know,
this?
word on the street, you know? Word
said
on the
this?
street. All right. I don't do scary games, but was forced to play Resident Evil 7 in VR.
Yeah,
Chat is
RE7
slow,
is so
says
good.
chat. Interesting.
RE7 is so good.
RE7 is tippy top.
And I was talking about this with Jimbo. I kind of ruined it with RE7. Like that was like one of the very first.
That was
games
when it
that
came
I
out in
played.
January.
Like, nothing.
Nothing
is
topped
still,
us.
like,
Nothing's topped us.
what did I do?
And I just got kicked again, says Chopped. I don't know what's going on, lads.
I don't know. It's been fine for me.
Fozzie
It
says,
might just be your internet.
Terrell,
Somebody- Go ahead.
Firewall scares the shit out of me on a regular basis, says Fozzie Bear.
It does. Yes, it does. That's a
Jump
spooky
scares.
game.
Things jump scares
That's a
and
spooky
shoot
game.
house.
Oh yeah.
When you stream Firewall, YouTube said it was optimized for low latency. At the minute, it's not saying that. Is that something you can toggle? It's not something I can toggle while I'm streaming. I can see the setting here, and it is set to normal latency, not low and not ultra low. But it's grayed out now. I can't click them in the middle of the stream. It's something I should have done sooner. But I didn't realize there was such a huge delay. Like it seems to be bigger than normal.
Paranormal Activity is pretty good. Drunk Rum Runner.
The controls are ass in that game, but once you get used to them, yes, it's good. But
There's
by the time
there's
you're
some
used to them,
good
the
scares
game's
in
over.
What else was good that was scary?
Don't knock twice. I like that. Scare,
See, I still gotta play that. That's Halloween.
Scared the poop out of me.
Halloween.
A good few scares, but like it was almost identical to Paranormal Activity. I don't know which one came out
It is.
first, but like
Yes.
they made the same game pretty much.
They made the same game. Yep.
Chat would work Swisher for next TT. I will make sure I can tick that then, as long as my internet can handle it, I guess. Tradition
it's
says
amazing.
Rukia,
It's
it's
so
amazing.
good.
It is.
Super scary. Like it feels like you're in an abandoned house.
It's
Like
like-
that's what the appeal was to me. Because I used to do that as a kid, go in abandoned houses and shit and scare yourself.
Yeah, of course you
So
did.
it
course
was
you did.
it was exactly
Of
like
course
this.
you did. But yeah, if I look back to my favorite gaming moments ever, it's like Metal Gear Solid 1 on PS1, Resident Evil 7, playing that in VR for the first time. That's one of those moments. It's like iconic, you know, for viewer. But 100%, if you ever get a chance to play it, do it.
God, the update. Firewall update. Oh no.
Who said
Oh
that?
no.
Moosh Cohen?
that firewall update? How about that firewall update there, pumpkins?
What was that update in Firewall yesterday? That was just to add compatibility for the upcoming unlocks.
But what else was on there?
Oh, for the headshot trophy. That what you want to get to? Yeah.
God.
So all
Oh
all them
my
DLC
God.
guns that we've been using,
For months
they
and
haven't been
months.
counting towards the 500 headshot trophy.
But like, have the trinkets? I think they meant the paint too. Like, if you put paint on the gun or a
No.
trinket on the gun too, it didn't count.
No,
I don't know
that
about
can't-
that.
no,
I
no,
don't know
no,
about
no.
that.
That's
You may
suicide.
want to
That's
double,
that.
may
Don't,
want to double check that.
you're talking me onto a ledge right now by saying things like that to me.
I
All right.
think we got
all
like
those
10
pumpkin,
headshots.
all those pumpkin
I think we
skins.
got about 480 more headshots to go.
No. Did you guys ever finish? God damn it. Hold on a sec.
You like
Did you
that,
guys ever finish Sorrento? That was so
Mm.
disappointing for me after seeing the PC viewer streams, says Pete Hawkins.
Ah,
This man's addicted to it. He loves it. Can't get enough.
I just played it yesterday, actually.
Uh,
I'm almost to 100. I'm almost there. I need to get to 200 to get the platinum.
Tradition says best part of Sorrento was Decepticon slipping in his own. Slipping in his own
streamed, too.
sound effects while he's playing.
I
it.
almost streamed too. I had the thing on. I was like, should I stream this?
Why didn't you?
Should I
What's
stream
wrong with you?
this? I only played it for like 17 minutes. It was a short one.
Still no glitch
Normally
fix,
it's like 30 minutes.
says Chopped. There you go, Chopped. I don't know. Maybe it's a hard thing to fix. I don't know how
What's
it works.
What
The
is it?
reload glitch.
Oh, the reload glitch.
When the new map will come? Question mark in Firewall. We don't know anything about new map. There might not be any more new maps. We have to wait and see. There is the next kind of week is going to be Tuesday. Technically, that's the mid-season, but they haven't said anything about it. So I get the feeling we're not getting a mid-season update like with new stuff.
No.
I don't think so. Like they'd be talking about it by now, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, the virus may have.
Well, yeah, that could have been
Fumbled the
interfered.
plans.
Yeah. Good point. Very good point. Decepticon. Speaking of the virus fumbling plans, Upload, VR are doing their own E3 VR showcase. Even though there is no E3. Even though there is no E3.
This is a surprise topic for me.
Okay. Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. Last year they did one. I can't remember what they showed off last year, but there was some PSVR stuff. So basically, it's going to be, even though there's no E3, this is practically going to be E3 just for VR, like a direct. It's not going to be live. It's going to be a video. Some kind of smaller developers, indie studios and stuff, they're going to be like, hey, we're making this PSVR game, we're making this Quest game, we're making this Rift game, whatever. And they're going to be showing it off here. So I think for 2020, this is probably our biggest bet. Outside of State of Plays, this is going to be our biggest source of news for PSVR titles that are upcoming that we don't know anything about yet. So this is going to be in June. Mark your calendars. I don't know. There's no specific date announced yet. I imagine in a month they'll have that sorted. So yeah.
Neato. We should have our own, you know?
Hype. We should have our own. Yeah.
Compete them.
Come on, developers. Let's get who do we want? Who do we want? PlayStation's London studio. Come on over. We'll announce your Horizon game that we know you're working on. And I guess then the last thing is to look at submissions.
Oh no.
We
what about
have
flat top? Or no, that's after this.
Do you want to do flat?
I don't know. I don't know anything.
I don't have any
I don't even know what's
flats.
going
I
on.
don't have
didn't
any
even know what
flats to
today
talk
was when
about.
I woke up. I was like, oh no, today's Thursday. Oh no. Oh God, what do I got to do today? Oh Jesus, the stream. Oh no, the wash. I got the recycling.
Relax.
Oh Jesus.
Relax.
Oh,
Please.
virus.
Please
virus.
relax. This first one is from Chopped. It's called I Got Your Back. I watched this while I was in this, so I know what this is. But I watched it because I got the notification when he uploaded it. So I kind of spoiled it for myself. But Decepticon, do you have it loaded and ready to go?
No.
All right, take your time. Relax. Just take it easy. Take it easy, okay?
I can't.
Mosh says, who many active players there is in Firewall? How many active players are in Firewall, Decepticon? How many people do you think play that daily? Daily?
A day? No. Daily? I don't know. That's a tough number.
2,000 a day?
Probably.
I feel
That sounds about
2,000
right.
seems like a good number. You'll find a game.
We played with a level 1 dude last night.
Oh,
A
yeah?
freshie. We played with a real freshie last night.
Like a random on your team.
A random freshie. Grape.
Damn.
His name was Grape and then dash
Grape.
S dash.
Okay.
Grape.
You had a good time with Grapes?
Grape was an alright dude.
And you need to get on Modern Warfare Plunder with myself and Mr. Jackpot. I will never play that mode. I will only play Battle Royale mode and Battle Royale solo, which I've come twice. I came finished second in a row, 2 times in a row, and I got so mad because I should have finished first. Are you okay? You're here. Hold on a sec. Let me pop it up on the screen here.
I did it
if I can. Why is Kotaku on the screen? There we go. That's better. Okay, I'm full screened. So, 3, 2, 1, play.
He's watching my body. He's waiting for someone to come revive me. He's using me as base.
So that's me down.
He's coming over. I see you.
Chopped wants to save me. I'm telling him not to do it.
You know that container?
Terrible dart. Terrible dart, Chopped.
Oh,
my P form.
We missed it.
He's gonna finish me once I get up. Anyway.
The cover fire.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Oh
Chopped.
shit.
There
Oh
you go.
shit.
Essential revive from Mr. Chopped, and I believe we went on to win that, but all 4 of us alive. Good times were had by all.
Did you win?
We did.
I don't know. Does it cut out before you win?
I don't think I watched to the end. Hold on a sec. Maybe he'll kill someone.
That you won.
Let me full screen this again. Oh, there we go.
It's going. It's
Got a
going.
kill. Is that it? Is that the last one?
Is that it?
Oh, I don't know. But we won. Just take my word for it, alright?
I don't believe it. I think
just believe me, please.
For the worse at the end
Please, just
there.
believe me. No. Come on.
No.
Come on, no. Don't question things. We have another submission from...
Whoa, I didn't see the other submission.
Mr. Jackboss, which is right before us. It's called Kobe.
Oh, no. Play it. I've closed the thing already. Just play it.
Just relax.
I'll watch it on your screen behind.
Okay. I'll just play it then. Full screen.
Oh, no. It's all part
It's on
of the
docks
wall.
again.
Everything's all blended together.
Oh, there goes Kobe. 2 Kobe's. Damn. Double kill.
And that was behind the box. I was not even looking.
That's good shit. That's good shit.
Good Kobe last night,
Mr.
too. There was
Jackson.
another one where he called it out. Did it.
Good shit. All right.
Took 'em
Thank you
out.
for those submissions. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Put these away, Decepticon, unless you want to talk flat.
Flat. McMillions. I finished it. Good shit. Watch that shit. Everyone watch McMillions. While you're bored and you got shit to do, that's a good show.
I feel like you've been saying that now in the last 4 weeks in a row about McMillions.
It's done now. It's over. Now it's done.
Just making me never want to watch this. I never want to watch that now. Decepticon, do me a kindness and be quiet while I boost up the fax machine. All right, fax machine's been turned on.
It's that time again for questions and topics submitted by our viewers. So let's go to our fax machine and see what we have. Fax me harder, Daddy. I've been a bad boy.
And we're back in the room, Decepticon.
Let
me check.
Moshi
what
had
we
a good
got.
comment.
What have we got?
Good question there.
Who? Oh, what's the comment? We'll start with that one then.
Is it possible to get over level 50?
No.
No.
Next. First question over on the Discord. This is from Deej1984. He says, do you think Saints and Sinners might be released on PSVR the same day as Half-Life Alyx comes out, the 23rd of March?
Probably.
Is that's a Monday?
If not that same day, probably that same week.
So you're thinking 24th, Tuesday? Like Tuesdays are when these games usually comes out.
Earlier. That'd be nice if we get it earlier too, just to have like a little gift to ourselves, since everybody's stuck inside.
How much notice are they going to give us? Like on PC, they had pre-orders up. You could pre-order, you could get the special backpack edition, you could get all this shit. Is that not going to be there for PSVR? Are they going to
not.
No?
I don't
I'm completely
think so,
translucent now, by the way.
Because if the shit's coming out next week, like, what's the day's date?
It says 19th, yeah. So we're running out of March. We're running out of March.
You're running out of that March. There's only a couple more weeks.
I think it might be like the last day of March or something like that. What's the 31st?
Is March the last week? No, there's
Tuesday. 31st is Tuesday. That's my bet.
So it has to come out next week if it
drops. If it drops this month, I think it's going to be the last
31st. 31st? That sounds about right.
Drunk Rum says, is it possible for a robot voice to sound constipated? Cause you made one.
Cause you made one.
The fax machine guy on the intro. I was like, what is this guy talking about? What robot voice? Chap says, thanks tradition. He's the Kobe King. Rest in peace, Kobe, by the way.
R.I.P.
Another one, also from Deej. This one was today. He says, "Is it just me, or does anyone else catch themselves singing to Suki Don't Like It at random points in the day?"
Who put that?
Deej.
Ah,
It's good.
yes.
It's a banger. You know?
We've hooked you all. We've hooked. That's the
Yeah,
plan.
you need to. Can you
That's the
turn that
plan.
into
We're
a
gonna
proper
put these
song?
little mental worms and all of you're gonna
Mental
start saying all the
worms.
things that we say, singing all of our songs. Yeah, it's coming.
Mr. Jackpot says, "Well,
Suki hates that song, by the way.
does he?"
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, man.
Probably.
Jackpot says, "Well, Doom Eternal is released a day early on GameStop. You can pick it up today instead of tomorrow. I wonder if any other games are releasing games earlier. I imagine."
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think people are going to start releasing if it's out, like they're done.
If
and they
they're
were just
done.
waiting on a
Yeah.
date. Yeah, I think that shit's coming early.
I think stuff like Final Fantasy VII. I think there's
Where's
rumors
that
of the
VR
disc.
update?
The disc
Where's
version's
that
being
Dreams
pushed.
VR update
Oh
early.
boy.
Give us that Dreams VR.
Yeah, that's not going to come
VR
early. That's
update
not coming
early.
early.
Oh, I'm not doing
If anything,
anything.
that's getting delayed. If anything,
I
that's
got
getting
nothing to
delayed.
do. Come on.
Disgusting. Hopefully they can work on that from home.
That'd be amazing.
Who said that?
Give me that. It's coming. It's supposed to be very soon.
Deej says, "When Saints and Sinners comes out, is that the time to start self-isolating?" I think so, because we got nothing else to look forward to until May with Iron Man. I'm looking forward to The Room, by the way. I've emailed the developers. Hopefully I'll get a review copy for that, but I haven't heard anything back yet. So we'll have to wait and see. Lol, we all sang that song. Lol, it's a good song. Decepticon has to make like a tune, like a proper song out of this. I get the "Where's That Jammy" stuck in my head.
Maybe I'll put that as my
Says Drunk
Instagram
Rum
story
Runner.
song today.
Which one?
Rocket the Casbah.
Do. Sounds good to me. So that's kind of it in terms of the fax machine. I don't know. I didn't give much notice. I'm doing that poll with the maps. Round 6 is today. There's a few hours left to vote for the last two. It's between Prepper and Hanger. Hanger's actually winning. I was surprised to see that.
Hanger.
But it's a close one. It's a close one.
I voted for Containment.
Well, it's already out. You already lost.
No.
It's interesting to see all the ones that have won so far. They've all been like
I
original.
put thousands of dollars on that. Are you
Oh,
kidding
too
me?
bad. Too
Ah,
bad.
geez.
I've made thousands of dollars on that.
And the tradition was like, yeah, go. I've been hearing this news. I've been selling rabbits in Japan, and numbers aren't looking up. Go Containment.
Japanese
Like,
rabbits.
oh, are you sure? Containment? Are you sure?
Is that Pete Hawkins saying, "I sang 'Let's All Go to the Lobby' for a week or so afterwards"?
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Classics. And
people
Jackpot
still sing
needs
that. I
to
still
make
have
the
people
video for it.
sing
Yeah, every once in a while I'll just sing them in front of my girlfriend, and she'll just look at me and like look away again. What's wrong
Like,
with
you are annoying. Shut
You
up.
C
I hate
word. You
guts.
stupid C word. Get out of my face, C
I
word.
hope you get it. I hope you get it.
Do you think the C word stuff will affect your YouTube schedule? I don't think so.
It may in the future, but I
For
doubt it.
you, yeah, maybe.
I mean, for everybody. Who
how
knows?
do you mean?
Who knows what's going to be going
But like, if we have to
on?
isolate, I'm just going to be here. I'm just going to be trapped with
yeah,
my laptop,
yeah.
so I'm going to be forced to stream. I'll only be able to stream is what I'll be doing.
Donate them donates. You're going to need them donates.
Yeah. All welcome. Anyway, I think that's it for this episode. Decepticon, is there anything you can think of that you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Nope.
No? All good?
Nope.
All good. Containment is the map we need during these trying times.
See, I told you.
Exactly.
I told you.
Exactly. They should add like a little
He was
Easter
like,
egg.
you know
C
what?
word.
How much did you put on it? I was like, 1,000. He was like, no, put down 2.
Too
What?
bad, it's gone.
I don't have. He was like, sell the house.
Well,
Get rid of it. Car. Sell.
That man was betting on Prepper behind your back the whole time.
You're going to
Look.
quadruple your money.
Well, Containment's gone, but it's not too late for Prepper to make a comeback. If you love that map,
Prepper.
go vote for Prepper.
Prepper.
Go vote for Prepper if you want it. But I kind of want Hanger to win because that's where my Easter eggs are.
Hanger.
Yeah.
Easter eggs.
Yeah. Easter eggs.
Oh man.
What's wrong with you? Relax. Calm down. Look, we're going to end the stream there. Take care. Thanks everyone for stopping by. We'll
Good
be
job.
back next week, provided Decepticon is still alive. He's fairly old. You know how it is.
Congrats.
Everyone,
did it.
mind yourselves. Take care. Don't get sick. Don't spread it to your families. Don't touch me. Don't touch him. Don't touch each other. You know, just stay away from me.
Social distancing.
Keep it clean.
Distancing.
Keep it clean.
Wash them hands when you open the doors.
Relax.
Touch them machines. And
lick them.
Touch them buttons. And
lick them. Don't use your hands. Use your tongues. All right.
I'm going
Goodbye.
to Bubble Boy. Bubble Boy. That's
Bubble
what's
Boy?
happening.
All right.
Bubble
do that.
Boy. I'm going
I'm
Bubble
ending
Boy.
the stream. Goodbye.